Hello, it's Tuesday. Today is the first Tuesday in March, and we do our live essential oil class on this day, the first Tuesday. So I am your host, Dr. Polly Heil-Mealey with Abundant Health and Wellness. Now, Abundant Health and Wellness is a holistic healthcare clinic located in downtown Humble, 323 East Main Street. And we love doing essential oils. And for those of you who came in last week, we had our essential oil guru, Dr. Deborah Zeff from Colorado with us. And she was just amazing. And she was using these beautiful oils. And we had two packed days, and so it was very successful. She is probably coming back in April, so if you want to be a part of that, let me know and we'll be able to get you hooked up on that. So today, last month, we talked about essential oil safety. So today I want to talk to you about several ways that you can use your essential oils. You may know of some, but hopefully there'll be some different ways that I'm going to share with you today. So the first way I want to show you is just it's called the bottle inhalation method. Now, hopefully, and I'm going to kind of try and show you what I have here. This is my box of Bare essential oils. These are the oils that we use. And if you've been listening to what we've been saying, these oils are 100% organic. They have passed the mass spectrometry, gas chromatography. There's too many syllables in those tests. And what they do, those are tests that tell us if the fragrances, if the oils in the bottles are actually what we tell you that they are. And so Dr. Deb is their chief scientific officer, and so she reads these lab reports on every crop that comes in. And if the oils are not vibrating at the right frequency, then they don't get to be bottled and we don't get to have them. So it's really, really safe. So I want to talk to you about different ways that you can use these oils. So I'm just going to pick one. My favorite right now is patchouli, and I was told last week by someone a little bit older than me that back in the 70s when everybody was smoking pot in high school, not me, I wasn't doing that, but in college, that they would wear patchouli because it covered the scent of that. So it's just a little bit of trivia there. I know some people are coming on, but I don't see who you are. So one of the things you want to do with the essential oils, just like I just hit it a little bit on the bottom, you want to shake it up a little bit because that gets all of those vapors going in the right direction. So you want to hold it just at chest level, and you want to breathe through your nose, and then you want to exhale. Now, I don't particularly like exhaling over my bottle, right? So I'll do one of these motions. I'll inhale, and then I'll exhale. So inhale, exhale. Okay, so you inhale through your nose and you exhale through your mouth, but I don't want the exhale to go into my bottle, right? Hi, Jojo, thanks for joining. So you want to do this, and I can smell the patchouli because I've got it all stirred up in the bottle, and so the vapors are rising. And then you can just move it up, breathe in, breathe out, right? Breathe in, breathe out. And so you want to keep, as long as you're feeling comfortable, you want to bring it up higher and higher and higher until you just have it right here under your nose, right? Breathe in and breathe out. So that is one way that you can enjoy these essential oils. So you want to breathe deeply. When you breathe this way, then you are getting all of the properties of the oil that go right up into the nasal passages. They go right into the olfactory nerve, and you're getting the absolute 100% best application for that. Oil molecules inhaled through the mouth and through the nose also move down into the lungs, respiratory and circulatory centers. So let's say that you're having some kind of respiratory distress right now. So let's see, we've got some eucalyptus here, right? So you would want to, pat it a little bit, and then you want to open it And wow, that's really, really strong, right? I didn't start here because I'm around these oils all the time. So I started here, but if you have problems with your respiratory situation, you might want to start here. And what that's going to do is going to open up all those nasal passages, and you're going to be able to breathe a little bit better. And we're going to show you something else with that, for that, in a moment, okay? So that's one way that you can use essential oils, is through the bottle inhalation method. The second method is very similar, but it is the hand inhalation method. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take a carrier oil. This is, of course, the Bear brand fractionated coconut oil, and it's not very expensive. It's less than $16, right? It's a big 4-ounce bottle, and this has been on my desk for a while. I've got about that much left in it. We've been using it here in the clinic. I've got one up in my bedroom because I do essential oils up there as well. So what you would do here is you would take, go ahead and get your oil out. I'm going to use lime just for a change, okay? So you're going to get your essential oil out. You're going to pop it a couple times, get the oils all stirred up. You're going to open it, right? You're going to take a little bit of your fractionated coconut oil, and you're going to just put a couple of drops on your hand. I'm going to put just 1 drop of lime. Lime is just a very fresh scent, right? So I've got one, can you see, a little bit shiny? I've got 2 or 3 drops of fractionated coconut oil and 1 drop of lime oil. And so you rub your hands together, you cup them. I mean, I can smell the lime over here, right? You cup them, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So you don't have to worry about moving your hands because these are your hands. This isn't the bottle of the oil. And you can see my hand's all kind of shiny because I've got the oil on it. And so you want to just rub it, get that friction going. Breathe in, breathe out. So how would this work? What would be a good way to do this? A good way to do this, or a good situation to use this in, is if you're very, very anxious. Say you're anxious, somebody's coming into your office, you're going to have this confrontation. So we've got this blend. This is called Sweet Dreams Blend. It's got lavender in it. It's got lavender, it's got Roman chamomile, it's got other things in it. It's very, very soothing. I put this in my diffuser at night. And so this is something, if you're in a situation where it's kind of a stressful situation, you can put that on your hands and do the hand inhalation method. Very, very safe. You're not going to hurt anything. It might be even better for you for the breathing because you're not going to be exhaling into the bottle, but that's one of the reasons, one of the ways that you can do with that. So you want to drag the oil, you want to visualize dragging the oil up through the sinus cavities and then washing the brain. Okay, so you want to imagine when you're doing this, when you're inhaling really, really deeply, that you can just visualize this oil going up into the nasal passages and just bathing the brain, because that's where your limbic system is, and that's where these oils do the most work. Okay, so it's really, really easy to do. You're going to just love the scent. I have lime. Do you have lime? I'm just losing it here. No, I don't have lime. I have lemongrass. That's what I did. I did lemongrass. But it doesn't matter. Whatever is pleasing to you and whatever you're trying to work on, then that'll be it. The good thing about fractionated coconut oil, I just put my hand down on my desk and I've got a little handprint. Fractionated coconut oil is very, very emollient. So as much as getting the essential oils in, you're also doing a beauty treatment on your hand there, okay? So if you should get it in your eye, hi Kim, thanks for watching. We don't want you to get it in your eye, okay? We're not saying that. But if you're doing this and somehow you get it in your eye, I don't know how you would do that, but we're just saying you do. You want to take some fractionated coconut oil and you want to drop it right into the eye, right? The gut reflex would probably be to go for some water and to rinse your eyes out with water. Remember, oil and water do not mix. And so what you want to do is you want to be able to dilute that with a carrier oil so that you're not going to hurt yourself, okay? So we want to make sure that we can do that. Another great way to use these oils is with the essential oil jewelry. Now, I don't particularly have any. A lot of it is made out of terracotta. Terracotta is a clay, and you just put the essential oil on the clay. It absorbs, and then when you're wearing it, and the pendant will, bounce on your chest as you move, or your bracelet will rub on your wrist as you move. Those are some ways that you can diffuse the oil as well. So that's something that you could look at too. So that's a way that you can do that. You don't want to be heating up the oil, because if you heat it, then you've got issues, okay? The third way, that was the third way. The fourth way is to get a little bowl. This is a little shallow bowl. You can see it's not very deep at all. Put some Epsom salts in the bowl, and then you can put 2 or 3 drops of the essential oil in the bowl. The salt will absorb the oil, and it will also diffuse the oil. So you can have this sitting on your desk, you can have it sitting on your bedside table, and just anywhere that you want to be, that you want to have essential oil. That's a way that you can do that as well. It'll be very pretty. It's just a little bit of 2 or 3 tablespoons of Epsom salts, and then 2 or 3 drops of your favorite oil. You can put it on your counter, your desk, your bedside table, anything like that, and it will help you to diffuse the oil. So I said 2 or 3 tablespoons. You could do even up to 1/4 cup if you want to. If you use 1/4 cup, you can use 10 to 15 drops of essential oil. Really, if it's not on your person, you can use as much as you want, because it's going to be diffused through the air and it's not going to harm you. Remember, on our body, we only want a 10% dilution. So that is 10 drops of a carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil. Okay, so that's for putting it on your body. So the 5th way that we can do that is through steam inhalation, okay? So what that means, it's something very, very similar to your bowl, but you take a bigger bowl that will hold water. This bowl, it may hold some, but it's not going to hold a lot. You take a bigger bowl that will hold some water. I have one here, right? This is the one I use in the clinic. It's yellow. The glass is yellow, and you can see that we have water in it. You would want to have hot water, so you want to use a heat-proof glass, and this is a Pyrex type glass, so it would be fine. You put your water in the bowl, and then you put 2 or 3 drops of your essential oil. Now, if I were going to do this, I would do a mentholated essential oil. I probably would use eucalyptus or peppermint or something like that. Why? Because this is a really good way to use the oil if you have congestion. So what you would do is you would get a bowl, and you would put your oil in, your eucalyptus or a Breathe formula. We have a Breathe formula which is called Boost. We also have a Breathe formula which is called Clear Minds, right? It opens up all these passages. And so you'd put a drop or 2 in the water, and then you would take a towel and you drape your head with a towel, and you would let that steam be caught in you make a little tent with the towel, and so that steam would go right up into your nasal passages. Now, when I lived in Scotland, it was before I found out all of this great stuff, and I was a sinus sufferer, and I had issues, and I went to my primary care doctor, and he said, go to the chemist and get some mentholated crystals. Well, I have no idea what that was, but I went to the pharmacy and I asked them for mentholated crystals. And what it was some menthol that was just in crystallized form. And he said to take a bowl of hot water, put the crystals in, make a tent with a towel, and then you'd be able to breathe. And sure enough, it worked. So the eucalyptus is good for that, or actually any breathing formula would work for that. Now be sure that you keep your eyes closed if you do this, okay? Or you can wear swimming goggles. I don't know that anybody wants to do a breathing treatment with swimming goggles, but I guess you could if you wanted to, right? So you want to keep your eyes closed. Why? Because these fumes are very, very volatile, and you don't want to get them in your eye, okay? The steam is very quickly and rapidly absorbed into your throat, your sinus passages, and then into the bloodstream. This method is very direct and it's very, very potent. Do not use more than a drop or two, or you may find it overwhelming, okay? No more than a drop or two. Make sure that you don't put your water or put your oils in the water and then heat the water in the microwave or something like that. Don't put your oils in the water and then boil the water, because the heat will damage the essential oils, and so you don't want to do that. Hi, Ray. Thanks for joining, even though you're on vacation. Okay. Another way that we use essential oils is through a diffuser. Now, I have a diffuser on the other side of my desk, but you can't see it. And what does it have in it? It has patchouli in it. Why? Because I just happen to like the smell of patchouli at the moment. So a diffuser, right? Hopefully you have a diffuser. If you don't have one, you can go on our website and you can order one. They're not all that expensive. And the thing that I like about the Bear Oil diffuser that we have is that it lasts for 6 hours. The diffuser that I have in my office is very, very pretty, and I love it, but it only goes for an hour. You can set it to go 30 minutes, or you can set it to go an hour. I am busy in my office. I'm in and out of my office. I don't want to be checking it every hour, and so really I need to bring another diffuser in that goes for 6 hours. But that's what I like about the Bear diffuser. I have one in my bedroom, and I can have the Sweet Dreams is what I have in my room, and it goes not all night, but it goes for a couple of hours in there. It's very relaxing and it changes the atmosphere. So that's a good thing. So your ultrasonic diffuser, right, diffuses the air, the water, and the essential oil. It is a fine mist that is created. It pushes that mist into the air. It also doubles as a humidifier, okay? The concentration of essential oils is gentler since it is diluted and dispersed through the water vapor, right? This method allows the oil molecule to remain in the air for several hours, right? So we know that our air is wet. We know when it's humid, of course, most of us have we have air conditioning going on, certainly down here in the South, and so we get all the humidity out of the air, but the air still has a little bit of humidity in it. And so the air, the water vapor, will hold on to that essential oil molecule, and it will stay in the air for several hours. Putting the oil through a diffuser does not change the structure or the properties of the essential oil. You can use several oils together. You can have your own personal blend if you wanted to do that. For instance, frankincense and black pepper. Now, black pepper is very, very volatile, and it is from the peppercorn. It's the oil from the peppercorn, but it is really good for depression. It's really good for anxiety. So if you have any of those situations that you're suffering from, you might want to put a drop or two of that in your diffuser, and it will help to change the atmosphere. 2 or more oils in a diffuser are better than 1 because the phytochemicals in each oil offer different healing properties. Therefore, you can allow the body to choose which constituent it wants, and it'll bring the other ones in as well. So that's kind of a cool thing, okay? Last week when Dr. Deb was here, we've got an assortment of about 30, maybe 35 oils that are here. And she taught me how to look at your eyes and see which oil your body wanted, and then make up a special blend of, some of the time, there were 4 or 5 different oils, but there were 2 or 3 of our people that came in, and they were really needy, and they had like 8 or 10 different oils, and she would look at these oils and she'd go, oh my, they're hard to blend. And of course she's the expert, and the blends, every blend was just so nice. So we can show you how to do that here in the clinic if you come in. So that would be a great thing. So the diffuser goes a long way to help people with asthma, colds, and pneumonia. So you can put these breathing blends right into the air so people can just breathe. I know around the office last week we had some breathing issues with our front desk, and so we used the eucalyptus. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see, but my eucalyptus was almost totally depleted because we had used it so much in the office. It really, really worked well. The seventh way to use essential oils is in the car. Now, I know I've seen on Facebook, and probably you guys have seen too, these little things that you plug into the cigarette lighter and they diffuse the oil into the car. Actually, you don't need to purchase that because your air conditioner will work as a diffuser. So this is what we do when I go on a road trip with my husband. We've got a blend. It's not a Bear oil blend. It's another blend, and it's probably synthetic because we didn't pay very much for it. I'm just telling you. But it works. It's called Road Rage, right? And so I just, on the air conditioning vent, I'll just take that vent and I'll just put a couple of drops of Road Rage on that vent, and as the air conditioner is blowing or the heater is blowing, it's diffusing the oil, it's changing the atmosphere. And I can tell you that it really, really works. We were on a road trip one time and we were stopped. There was a fatality accident, and you know when there's a fatality, they shut the road down for hours. We were on this road. We didn't see the accident, but we were in the tailback, and we moved 2 hours, 2 miles. So you can imagine the frustration of going 2 miles an hour, right? It was horrible, or 1 mile an hour, because we went 2 miles in 2 hours. But you know what? We had that essential oil going, the air conditioner were going, we were laughing, we were cutting up jokes and all that kind of stuff. So I can tell you that it really works. If you don't want to put it on your vent, you can put it on a cotton ball and put the cotton ball, just tuck the cotton ball into your vent. Some people might be concerned that the essential oil on the plastic might hurt, but it didn't. I mean, we've done it for years in our vehicle, and you can't even tell where it is. So it's not anything that's going to damage your vehicle at all, okay? The eighth way to use essential oils is through essential oil massage. Now, you don't have to be a massage therapist in order to do this, but you want to make sure that when you're putting it on the body that you are using a good carrier oil. Now, we use fractionated coconut oil in here because Dr. Deb told us to, and the reason we do it is because all of the constituents in the oil that could go rancid, they've been removed. So if you're making it at home, you're doing it a one-time thing, you're gonna, one of the kids is falling down or the husband's all sore and he wants you to massage him, then you want to take a good carrier oil. You can use olive oil, you can use coconut oil. Coconut oil that's white that stays in the fridge would not be a good choice. The fractionated would be a better choice for that. But you could use almond oil or grapeseed oil or jojoba oil. Any kind of oil that you have at home would be fine. Somebody asked me yesterday if they could use cod liver oil, and I said, well, I wouldn't really recommend that one. That one's more of a detox oil. I wouldn't recommend it. It's very, very sticky, and I don't particularly like it. So I would say no on that one. But what you want to do is make sure you have at least a 10% dilution. So that means 10 drops of oil to 1 drop of your essential oil, okay? So we want to make sure that we do that. Apply the diluted essential oil on the skin with gentle massage strokes. You want to make sure that you don't get any mucous membranes or any sensitive skin. So you want to be real careful on your armpits. You want to be careful, of course, if you're doing the upper thigh and that kind of thing. You want to be really, really careful that you don't hurt yourself because the oil will go where it needs to go, but it can be a little hot in certain places. So just be careful. 10% dilution is what we want. No more than that. 1% concentration is 1 drop of essential oil to 1 teaspoon of a carrier oil. A 2% dilution would be 2 drops to a teaspoon of carrier oil. Be very, very careful when massaging children. You want to make sure that you follow the guidelines because children under the age of 30 months should not be having essential oils on their body because they can put almost every part of their body in their mouth, and we don't want to have the essential oils come in contact with the mucous membrane of the health. So older people, if you're older and you're sick, you want to do much less, a much greater dilution. You want to do a 1% or a 2% dilution because older people just can't handle the volatility of the essential oils, right? So you can also do the foot massage method. Now your feet are full of all kinds of pores. I think you have like 2,000 pores on the soles of your feet, and the pores are actually quite big. And so depending on what kind of essential oil you put on your feet, within like 30 seconds, you're going to be able to taste that flavor. So like if you did rosemary or basil or, one of the spice flavors, you would actually taste that. Dr. Deb showed me how you can also use the hand. I can smell this lemongrass all over the place. You can also cup your ears and breathe in, and you will actually start to taste the oil, so it can go in through your ears. I don't know how that's all connected, but she showed us how to do that last week, so that's just kind of very, very interesting. So on your feet, you can actually do a 10% dilution because your feet are really, really tough. You want to test out any essential oil on your feet to make sure that it's safe for you and that you're not going to have a response or a reaction to it. The oils will work their way up from the bottom of your feet into your bloodstream, and that'll happen within just a short time. Now, the 10th way to do it is by oral ingestion, and I'm just going to give you a caution here. I know that if you buy essential oils from your multi-level marketing companies, particularly Young Living and doTERRA, and I've been in their meetings, I know they say this. They say that you can put these essential oils, put a drop or two in a gelatin capsule, and you can swallow this. And I'm going to tell you, no, please don't do that. Your entire GI tract is made up of a mucous membrane, and some of these oils will absolutely burn a hole through the mucous membrane, and then you're going to get issues with your digestion, you're going to get bloating, you're going to get gas and different things. You're going to develop a condition called passive leaky gut, and we don't want that to happen. So only do essential oils internally under a doctor's care, okay? So that would be me, or somebody that has been trained in essential oils, and they have an insurance policy that says if you suffer any side effects from ingesting essential oil, I've got insurance to cover that. So I will just tell you, most of your practitioners do not have that insurance, okay? So you can do an essential oil bath, that's number 11. You can add approximately 6 to 10 drops of an essential oil or a blend of essential oils into a cup of milk or Epsom salt, okay? This will diffuse the oil. It will help the oils penetrate through the skin and then through the inhalation process, through the steam in the bath as you relax. So you just put that in the bath, you step into the bath for a minimum of 12 to 15 minutes. The longer, the better. Okay, not only are you absorbing the oils, but you're directly inhaling them at the same time, which helps your body repair, restore, and rejuvenate. We've got a handout here at the clinic on detox baths. So if you want to have that, just reach out to us through email. It's a free gift to you. We'll give it to you. So it's really, really good to get started on using oils as a detox bath. You can roll the oil. You can put it in a bottle. I don't have one here, but we've got the little, I think it's a 10 milliliter roller bottle. So you can put your carrier oil and your essential oil in that, and it's got a roll top on it. So you can just apply it to your pulse points, and you can use your essential oil as a personal signature blend. So that's another way that you can use it, okay? You can use it behind your ears. You can use it on your collarbone. You can do it on the sides of your neck where your pulse points are. Always dilute before applying to your skin, okay? Don't be afraid of using some of these new methods. You want to put it on your pulse points because as your heart beats, it'll throw off that fragrance, okay? You can also use a compress. Now, how would you use essential oils in a compress? You would use hot tap water, or you could use ice. It depends on what you want to do. Fill a small bowl with water. Make sure the water is large enough to dip the cloth you're using, okay? And the cloth has to be big enough to cover the area that you're trying to treat, okay? You're going to add 6 to 12 drops of your selected organic essential oils. You're going to swish through the water to disperse the oils. You're going to take a clean absorbent cloth such as cotton, wool, or linen. You're going to dip it into the infusion. You're going to wring it out, and you're going to place the cloth on the affected area for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, 10 to 15 minutes. Judiciously apply pressure to the compress, all right, dependent on the condition that you're trying to treat, especially if looking to reduce the level of blood flowing into the area. So there's some certain oils that you can use to help with an injury with a compress, okay? Repeat as needed. So from cramps to swollen feet, toothaches, or even bloodshot eyes, eczema, muscle aches, acne, bruising, mosquito bites, burns, consider hot or cold compresses and realize your natural relief from your essential oils, okay? You can actually do a facial, right, with essential oils. And so you would take a 1/2 cup of organic flour. We use garbanzo bean flour, all right? 1/2 teaspoon of the spice turmeric, whatever facial blend you want. I think we have that in our file, so if you want to reach out to us and let us know that you want that. Your fractionated coconut oil. You're going to mix the flour with the turmeric in a tight-fitting container, right? You're going to take 1 tablespoon of the flour, 5 drops of your fractionated coconut oil, and then about 10 drops of your 5 drops of your facial blend, whatever that is, and then 10 drops of your fractionated coconut oil. Mix that with the flour and the turmeric, right? You're going to add enough water to make a paste. So this is going to be really, really diluted and diffused throughout the mixture. Then you're going to apply to the face with your fingers and neck, staying clear of your eyes. You're going to let the mixture dry for about 15 minutes. Now, then you're going to want to step into the shower and shower it off. And remember, turmeric is yellow and it stains. So you definitely want to get in the shower and wash it off. You don't want to have this stuff flinging around the bathroom because then everything will turn yellow, okay? So make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself with that. So newer users of essential oils often wonder what to do with them. So I've given you about 11 different ways to use these essential oils. There are hundreds of phytochemicals, plant-based chemicals in these essential oils. So you want to be very, very careful when you use them, but you don't want to be afraid of them if you use them with a caution that we've talked about here, always diluting with the essential oils, don't cook them and that kind of thing. So these are some things that you can do with the essential oils. I hope you've enjoyed the class. I hope you've learned something. Reach out, let me know if you have any questions, and we will see you again on the first Tuesday in April, which will be April the 3rd, because I happen to know Easter is April 1st. Isn't that crazy? Easter and April 1st are on the same day. So I will see you soon. Take care. Have a beautiful week. Love you lots.